Welcome back to History and Horizons. Let me ask you this, what if the story of humanity is much older than the history books tell us? What if civilization didn't begin 6,000 years ago in Mesopotamia, but instead has roots stretching back to the Ice Age, before a global cataclysm wiped it all away? This is the essence of what researchers like Graham Hancock and Randall Carlson call the timeline problem. Today, we're going to explore their theories, the controversial Younger Dryas impact hypothesis, and the newest discoveries that might actually be forcing mainstream science to rethink our past. 1. The official timeline. In mainstream archaeology, human civilization is said to begin with the first farming societies in Mesopotamia about 6,000 years ago, followed by Egypt, the Indus Valley, and China. Before that, humans were considered nomadic hunter-gatherers, no great cities, no writing, no monumental architecture. It's a clean and tidy progression: hunter-gatherers, farmers, city builders, then great empires. But what happens when discoveries don't fit that neat timeline? 2. Hancock's radical idea. This is where Graham Hancock steps in. For decades, he has argued that a global, advanced civilization may have existed before recorded history, long before Mesopotamia or Egypt. He points to places like Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, a vast ceremonial site with intricately carved stone pillars weighing up to 20 tons, built more than 11,000 years ago. This site is thousands of years older than Stonehenge or the pyramids. According to the textbooks, it shouldn't exist. Hunter-gatherers weren't supposed to have the ability to organize labor, quarry and transport massive stones, or create sophisticated religious architecture. Yet, Göbekli Tepe proves they did. Hancock argues this is a clue that survivors of a much older civilization passed down knowledge after a cataclysm, seeding humanity with skills that allowed societies to rise much earlier than we thought. 3. Randall Carlson and the cataclysm theory. Backing Hancock is researcher Randall Carlson, often called a scholar of catastrophism. Carlson looks not at ruins, but at geology. He believes massive cataclysmic events, floods, earthquakes, and even cosmic impacts, reset human civilization. He points specifically to the Younger Dryas, a sudden and mysterious cooling event that began around 12,800 years ago and lasted for over 1,000 years. The Ice Age, which had been ending, suddenly snapped back into freezing conditions. Carlson's explanation? Earth was struck by fragments of a comet or asteroid, unleashing global floods and fires. He points to evidence in North America, the so-called scablons carved by unimaginably huge floods, and giant boulders left stranded in fields, as signs of catastrophic water events that mainstream science often underplays. 4. The Younger Dryas impact hypothesis. The Younger Dryas impact hypothesis has gained traction in recent years. Scientists have discovered nanodiamonds, platinum anomalies, and microscopic spherules in soil layers dating to this period. These materials are often linked with high-energy cosmic impacts. At the same time, massive animals like mammoths and giant ground sloths went extinct almost overnight. Human populations were also disrupted. Many cultures tell stories of great floods and fire from the skies, from Noah's Ark in the Bible, to the Sumerian epic of Gilgamesh, to Native American legends of a great burning and deluge. Could all these myths be cultural memories of a single global catastrophe? 5. Why it matters for human history. If Hancock and Carlson are correct, the Younger Dryas event might explain why we see sudden leaps in culture and technology after the Ice Age. Civilization may not have begun from scratch, it may have been restarted by survivors carrying fragments of lost knowledge. This also raises the question, how many ancient sites still lie hidden? LiDAR surveys in the Amazon and Cambodia have uncovered massive, unknown city networks. Rising sea levels since the Ice Age would have drowned coastal settlements, potentially hiding entire civilizations beneath the waves. Some researchers point to underwater ruins like Dwarka in India or structures off the coast of Japan's Inagani Island as possible evidence, though these are still debated. 6. New and evolving studies. Modern science is slowly catching up to some of these possibilities. Ancient DNA studies are rewriting the story of human migrations, showing we were moving and mixing earlier and faster than once believed. Satellite imaging continues to reveal buried pyramids, forgotten cities, and massive earthworks hidden under jungles and deserts. Even mainstream archaeologists now admit that history may be far older and more complex than we once thought. While Hancock and Carlson remain controversial, the growing mountain of data is making it harder to dismiss the idea that our story has missing chapters. But, what do you think? Did an advanced civilization really exist before the end of the Ice Age, only to be wiped out by catastrophe? Or are we just connecting dots that don't belong together? Drop your theories in the comments, I'm really curious to hear your perspective. The timeline problem challenges the very foundation of how we understand human history. Whether you side with mainstream archaeology or with alternative thinkers like Hancock and Randall Carlson, one thing is certain, our past is far stranger and more mysterious than we ever imagined. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next journey into history's greatest mysteries. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again here on History and Horizons.